I know a person that he got her son into a naval academy, a military academy. Well, I'm going to tell you, she did a complete about-face as far as her whole philosophy, all her principles. She wouldn't even, she couldn't stand the man. But once he did that, she's like a little sheep today. Anytime you mention Barney Frank, oh, he's wonderful, because he got her son into a military academy, which is a nice thing. The kid deserved it, and he's doing well at it.
Well, that is his strong point.
Yeah.
He's excellent at that. Ted Kennedy was excellent at constituent services. And but he's supposed to do that. As a congressman, that's what you're supposed to do. But you know what? If you have a particular ideology or a certain agenda that he doesn't agree with, or you have certain principles or values that he doesn't agree with, he won't help you at all. So he's supposed to represent all the people of the 4th Congressional District. And I don't think he's doing a very good job of that.
He's nasty.
Plus, what has he done? What's the big issue in the district? You know, this is an affluent part of the district, but we have big cities in the district like Fall River and New Bedford, and they have a high unemployment rate. It's over 20%. What has he done about jobs? He's done absolutely nothing about bringing jobs to the 4th Congressional District.
We only got a short time here.
Sure.
I really, really, really hope that you can put this together. I think it would be a wonderful thing for the city of Newton and the town of Brookline. Really, I do. Because they need some...
well, we're going to get some of these people to vote for us. You know, I'm a strong supporter of Israel, and I think most people are concerned about jobs. They're concerned about keeping Americans safe. They're concerned about terrorism. You know, we can't be extending constitutional rights to enemy combatants. We have to try them in military tribunals. We have to do something about energy independence. Oil hit $87 a barrel the other day. It's going to hit 100. We can't keep printing money. Think of all the people who had stock up here at this end of the district in Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. It went from $60-some a share down to under $1 a share. They lost so much money.
Do you have a family?
I do. I have 2 daughters.
You know, I think that one of the issues with Barney Frank and the way he votes, and I know a lot about his voting, especially this Amber Alert, is he has no feeling for families.
No, he has no feeling for families or for children.
That's odd. That's odd. And I'm going to end it there, all right?
Okay.
Let's talk about the 4 main issues that you base your campaign on.
Well, I think the main issue for most people is fixing our economy, putting our financial house in order. That means we cannot continue to spend more money than we take in. We've got a downsized government. America is about limited government. Barney Frank is a poster boy for big government. We're growing it. We're going down the road to socialism. That's not what America is all about. The second thing is keeping America safe, which I talked about a little earlier. And, you know, that means we have to get tough on terrorists. We have to identify the enemy. We can't be politically correct. If it's effective to profile, then we should be profiling. It makes no sense to let somebody who looks like a Middle Easterner go through security and then pulling over somebody in a wheelchair, an 82-year-old woman in a wheelchair, and frisking her. That makes absolutely no sense at all. The third thing is energy independence. We have abundant natural resources in this country. We need to develop them. We have enough energy in this country to last us 500 years at current rates of consumption. We shouldn't be relying on the Middle East. They have us over a barrel, literally, and we can't allow that to happen. Our strategic interest, we cannot continue to be policemen to the world. We have a strategic interest to keep Americans safe and to keep energy prices low and to have a prosperous economy. That all goes back to energy, so we have to do better. Let's get rid of the Department of Energy. They've done nothing. In fact, we're in a worse situation now than we were when they were created. So let's eliminate the Department of Energy. Let's let the free market take care of that. And then the fourth thing is the whole idea of limited government. I think we need to get back to a national discussion of what makes America great. And to me, it's the principles and values of self-reliance, that can-do attitude that Americans have, independence, equality of opportunity, equal justice for all, but basically not depending upon government for everything. And we're in a situation now, Jackie, where the government wants essentially cradle to grave control of our lives, intrusion into our lives, and that's un-American. It's unconstitutional. Take health care, for example. The American people don't want it, they don't need it, and they know that we can't afford it. Reform is one thing, but transforming our system into government health care is a prescription for disaster. So those are the four areas where I think that Mr. Frank has failed. We need jobs. That's really job number one.
How do you create jobs?
Well, there are a lot of things that we can do, and you can't do it by raising taxes. Look at Massachusetts. We're an economic basket case. We're shedding jobs left and right. They're going to North Carolina. They're going overseas. Why? Because we have high taxes. We have over-regulation. It's not a business-friendly environment. And there's so many fees in addition to the high taxes. And then how about the strong labor unions? There's no competition in this state. Other states have right-to-work laws. Now, I have nothing against unions. My dad was a steel worker. He worked in the mines, in the ore mines of Pennsylvania. In fact, my father was killed in a mining accident. My stepfather was also a miner. So I know all about unions, and I'm all for collective bargaining, and I believe in workers' rights. But there has to be a balance. And if
Well, Stevie Lynch handles it pretty well. He was a union president.
That's right. He handled it pretty well. But again, there has to be balance. You know, they have too much power. There has to be competition in the marketplace. And if unions are costing, if they're doubling and tripling the costs, well, actually, you're not able to be competitive, and we're losing jobs to other states.
There's one other issue that nobody seems to be talking about that I'm very sensitive about, is the lawsuits in business.
Oh.
Everybody's suing everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, and you got companies, 10% of the employees sue each other every year. So why should anybody conduct any business in the state of Massachusetts or the country, for
That's
example?
Right. We need legal reform in this country. I've done some research on that issue, and I've found that up to 15% or 15 cents on every dollar goes to legal costs in this country, some form of litigation. In other countries around the world, it's less than a penny. In England, it's maybe around 2 cents. We're too sue happy in this country, and the lawyers are more than happy to go ahead and sue for this, sue for that. Look at health care. That's a prime example. Two of the reasons, the main things that we could do to improve the affordability of health care is tort reform and interstate competition. Well, we're not having tort reform because half of the Congress is lawyers. They don't want it. Barack Obama is a lawyer. Joe Biden is a lawyer. John Edwards is a lawyer. Chris Dodd is a lawyer. Barney Frank is a lawyer. They don't want tort reform.
You would think that these lawmakers, that would be a conflict of interest.
Well, I do think that's a conflict of interest.
I mean, these lawyers,
I think you can make the claim that having lawyers make laws is a great conflict of interest.
Yeah, and the idea of what goes
Look
on.
how complex everything's become.
Oh, it's
a 3,000-page bill that even the lawyers, these legal minds, don't even understand because it's so complicated and so convoluted.
Yeah.
We need to get back to laws, common sense regulations. I think that's what people are looking for. They're looking for people who are honest, who have common sense, who are down to earth, who are independent thinkers, who won't go with the party all the time, who will do what's right for the constituents of their district and for their state. And I think that's what they're looking for.
And another thing you're going to find out in this area here, this district, there's a lot of, for some reason, especially with young people, that they're anti-business people. In other words, they think that they're greedy. They don't have any idea what the average business guy does for the community besides creating jobs and donating to charities and one thing and the other.